Hello and welcome back to more Dungeon Thunders. Hearing my Warden arc tonight. It's my solo Ironman challenge. But last stream, I was obviously having some issues with computer lag, so I'm hoping I don't continue having those issues tonight. I made a couple changes to hopefully prevent those from happening. At least shall see. Welcome, Raymond, Kleka. Oh, let's see. Looks like that's his year. Last time I streamed this, I was at City Chemical Laboratory. So I stopped in the middle of the run, so I'm going to be continuing from there. This is kind of what I'm working with right now. I have not played it all since then, so I don't have to quarantine anything else, but let's jump into it, I guess. I'm pretty sure I remember how to do this map. Did I watch the streamer awards? I did not. I don't really have any interest in awards shows in general, so I have never watched the streamer awards. Basically, I'm going to want 2 angry blossoms at each stroke point, but there is one that's only going to be able to sit a single one. And hoping I can do this in a timely manner. Burnt Peanut won VTuber of the Year. I have no idea who that is, so keep in mind, I don't really pay attention to celebrities in any capacity. I don't really care about what famous people are doing. So I'm kind of asking the wrong person these questions here. You know, teaser, I went in your book. That's something, I guess. Wait, what were my stats? Oh yeah, it's gonna put a little more in hero stats, I think. I'm going to see 2 sludge launchers here. 1 here. One here. There isn't exactly a lot of space at this choke point. One here. Let's need 2 here. And should the best way to angle them here? That should be fine. And then 1 back here. And make sure I open the chests during the combat phase. And then I just finished getting my powers up. I can put a cloud tower here. It should help bounce to enemies around the corner. It's kind of important in that spot. Extra sludge launcher here just to catch any enemies that potentially wander onto the tables or something. Oh, welcome altar. What am I doing? I'm doing well, I think. I hope I'm not having any lag on stream. How are you doing? That is all my defense units. Time to just upgrade stuff, I guess. This isn't exactly a difficult map. And there are some awkward positions to work with, but other than that, it's not a big deal. Probably upgrade that, since it's taken a little bit of a beating. Yeah, please let me know if the audio starts acting up again or something. Alright, I think time to just start pumping points into tower damage. I should have a fairly sufficient number in other stats, at least for the time being. You're doing pretty good. Good to hear it. Of watching my streams and you're just studying. Maybe that's not too boring. But at the same time, I don't want to distract you. I do appreciate you being here though. Don't pick that up as we're auto banks, or auto cells I should say. This brings a lot of equipment that I'm not going to be able to use for quite a while starts to drop. It might look like there are a lot of potentially good items dropping. But once I actually start looking through them, it should become apparent that they're not actually gonna be useful for the most part. You do mean it when you say you love watching my streams. Oh, thank you. And glad you enjoy being here. Yes, I just started upgrading my angry blossoms. I do want to make sure I pick up last green drops. For this auto sell. Don't have to worry about opening the chests midway here, since it's the last one. So, at this point, you don't really have anything else to do. My defenses should be able to handle this. I think I'm gonna want to go through all the drops. I may as well just pick them up. And so it's just the green ones. Oh, welcome, Kiwi. We're continuing my Warden run from last time. After threading the Demon Lord with Wisp Danzy. More tower damage. I'm actually curious how much runtime of these streams percentage-wise is just me going through my item box looking at items. Probably a lot, at least once I get to level 60. When I'm actually doing the challenge, I'm more concerned about actually completing it successfully than I am about things like that. Alright, so that's 13, 26 versus 21 in tower stats. This also has better hero stats, but much worse resistances. Probably worth using. Yeah, this is much better in tower stats. I shouldn't say much better. It's a little better in resistances. But worse in hero stats. Again, probably where it's VGen. Definitely not worth it. Not going to be worth it. And welcome, Foldress. There's some pretty good hero stats, but I think the tower stats make it not worth using. Not bad, but not quite as good as what I have, I don't think. $22 versus $23. With better resistances. And slightly worse tower stat. Slightly worse hero stats. Honestly, probably worth it. It's just how much better those resistances are. For only slight reductions in other areas. I think these are better. And not quite as good. Those are pretty bad, honestly. Not sure there's much point in keeping them locked, but I don't want to spend too much time looking at items that I don't even have to consider using yet. Anyway, on to Castle Armory. Which, again, I think is one of my favorite maps. So it is, I think, a little upgrade in terms of defense units for the Warden. Okay, I think I'm just going with 2 Angry Blossoms here. I don't think Rating for defense units on those is a good idea right now. I actually don't remember whether my original plan involved one or two of these. And I think it works either way. If there's anything I have to give up, it's a cloud tower on each side for an extra 2 angry blossoms. We use 30 defense units per side. That'd be 11, 6. Okay. Yeah, I am giving up cloud towers for this, but that's fine. Probably. I want Ledge launcher here. I'm going to want 2 wristbands per side here. And in the back where the mages are more of a concern, I'm going to need both a sludge launcher and a cloud tower. Make sure I open the chest in time. Wave 1 does not. I guess I should say first wave of each map does not give nearly as much time as other waves. I'll go ahead and put more points in my other tower stats. I think my tower damage is fine for the moment. I got damaged. I am thinking about the items and not paying attention to my platforming. There we are. Put my first set of upgrades in. Go ahead and upgrade the wisp dens more. They really do absurd amounts of damage. I have been doing calculations for Brawly and Run and Bun, and in all honesty, it's not looking good. Obviously, I've been stressing about very small chances of things going wrong here and there. At this fight, things can go wrong very easily. And it's very possible that I just lose the fight outright. I believe. Well, I do think that for each individual Pokemon, my odds of taking it out without any losses, better than not. But it's still not good odds. Blazing Professor Lee. I'm a professor now. I don't think I have the qualifications to that title. Finally upgrading these. I probably should. May as well. These need upgrades. And then I guess these. And final wave is the map. That did an uncomfortable amount of damage to me. So the ogre on this map has definitely given me issues before. It did so much damage. The warrior just insta-killed me. Well, not instant, but pretty much. Ogre's down. Hopefully my defenses can hold up. It's like mages over there are potentially causing some issues. Mages over here. That mage is down. Okay, we're fine. Obviously my durability is not up to par at the moment. Also in the Echo Fourier dumped on me there. I instinctively used my melee attack instead of my ranged attack when a ranged attack on this weapon is significantly stronger. That was a bit of a mistake on my part. I likely could have survived if I hadn't made that mistake. But we'll see what items I got. This is... yeah, that's not gonna be worth it. Yeah, it's... 29 points and tower stats on my helmet. My chest piece I have 25. And this does have better tower stats and better resistances. Not tower stats, here stats. Better resistances. At the cost of slightly worse tower stats. Yes, I'll take it. You were being threatened by someone helping you with Japanese and they said they were gonna eat you? What? You hang out with cannibals much? Now that I think about it, I've definitely heard similar threats lately. Not directed at me, but at others. Actually, I think it was directed at me once. Oh, welcome, Nyan. It was directed at me. Threats to eat me. Because dungeon ascending, mostly smoothly so far, I think. I did die on this map, but my defenses were able to hold up. Was it genuine? It wasn't serious. It'd be kind of difficult to eat someone through the internet, but yeah, I guess it's not. I can't say it's that weird to get those kinds of threats if I'm getting them myself and hearing other people get them. He nearly just sent a response in Japanese. I think he's here that immersed in learning. That's probably a good sign. It's 28 versus 29. Yeah, definitely worse overall. 31 versus 29. Definitely worse hero stats. And definitely worse resistances. Probably not worth it for just 2 points in tower stats. Because you made a joking jab at them. You hope it's a good sign your brain is smoldering. Yeah, that can... It can feel that way sometimes. When I was trying to learn a new language, I really struggled with it. Stats are actually really well rounded right now, though my fire resist and electric resist are lacking. I think Loreza's should be much better than before, at least. But you're learning your 3rd language right now? Honestly, being able to speak multiple languages fluently is very impressive. Depending on the character or class you're using, this map can be annoying. But I don't expect Warden to have too much issue with it. The real points of danger are... Well, I guess, for one thing, kobolds in the back there. Lots of wyverns. There's an ogre. And ranged enemies can shoot the crystal from down below. So funnily enough, I think for the Warden specifically, the biggest danger is the kobolds. Used to be fluent in Spanish, then you went to a Catholic school with a bunch of white kids and they bullied you out of it. That's sad. Honestly, bullying people for speaking a language is really dumb. Okay, what was I doing here? Right, so half the map is 15 defense units for 50 defense units. All of which are being used on Angry Blossoms. And these 38. If I use... Wait, that's not right. I use 14 on anti-air wisp dens. That leaves 24. Oh wait, I see the issue. It's 21 on wisp dens. With 33 total, which leaves 17, which is enough for 2 cloud towers and a clutch launcher. I'll be honest, I was way too late last night. I went to bed. But I was having... And I can't really go into detail. But I was having some very frustrating issues that took a while to resolve. And when I woke up, I was kind of too tired to get up, but too awake to fall asleep again. I think I need more casting rate. Let's just get the bare minimum ups for now. To sleeper, you're never gonna grow. I'm a grown adult, I'm never gonna grow anyway. Anxiety is annoying, it's very true. What was that attitude? I mean, would I even want to grow anymore? Like in a physical sense? Can't say that's ever been a concern of mine. I never thought to myself that I don't take up enough space. It's never too late to grow another beer flameless. I think this would cause potentially more problems than they're worth. I don't think I want to put or position them like that, actually. Yeah, I already have issues sleeping comfortably. And having to worry about the positioning of extra limbs in bed sounds kind of like a nightmare. I'm definitely 5'10" in real life. I mean, I guess I can't really prove or disprove that. I can't be like 10 feet tall. Again, I think that would cause more problems than it would fix. And like 1 foot tall on your monitor? Like, I told you it right, I guess. You're like 5'11" to 6 feet, and you have problems because of your bed size? Yeah, that does not sound fun. Not exactly a all person. They already have trouble positioning my blankets properly. I think that's partially because of my large pillow, but I'd imagine being taller would make that more difficult. I definitely have issues positioning my arms comfortably, which having an extra pair would just make worse. Always fun, I think it essentially, but sometimes less fun. I guess I'll have to take your word for it. And 6'5" confirmed? Wait, when did that happen? Yeah. And for more tower damage, I guess. The ogre on this map, I don't think tends to be a problem. That's really getting hit the hardest by kobolds right now. over here specifically. And my Blossom's over here taking pretty significant damage as well. You just want to hear me chuckle one more time? And admittedly, a bit self-conscious about my last, or at least my full-on lasting. So it's something that I guess keep to a minimum. Assume we need to upgrade these. And the one up here. Then I guess this last wisp then. And they probably upgrade those next. There's sludge launchers. They'll respawn. It's like ads are starting in a few minutes, so probably gone Ray once those, or once I'm done with this map. Yeah, that ogre is getting shredded. Not even a threat. Oh, welcome, say Tommy, if that's how that's supposed to be pronounced. But this map is basically over. And so I'll just pick up all the items. As long as I don't let myself get hit and lose my experience bonus. There we are. I guess I'll finish picking these up. Take my break for the ads. And then when I come back, I'll look through them and move on to the next map. This is nostalgic. Dungeon Defenders? It seems like a lot of people who used to play this game just don't anymore. I'll be back. Stomach started cramping. Oh, that is not fun. Hopefully you feel better soon, but you know, taking my breaks here and I'll be back in just a few minutes. Alright, I am back. And it's definitely... Well, I got so used to thinking as the company as trendy entertainment that it feels weird thinking of them as chromatic now. Welcome back, thank you. This is 44 entire sets. That is much better than what I'm using right now. I thought I can equip legendary gear. I'm probably going to be a bit stronger. Be too long now before I can equip badly, but I'm still a little ways off. Here's just the random items I picked up at the end. Wait. I think that's butter. At least for the most part. Is it? The hero stats are significantly worse, but I think overall they're better. This is better. Ooh, this seems pretty good. I mean, the resistances are bad, but other than that, minus 20 tower range. I think that would hurt me quite a bit. Again, worse resistances, but otherwise significantly better. Seems like until level 60 I tend to neglect my resistances, but I guess I seem to be able to get away with it for the most part. Okay, better tower stats, better resistances, worse hero stats. So probably worth it. Minus 21 to tower range. Oh, welcome, Chrono. Just finished watching my Ironman series on YouTube. Cool to see me streaming it. I'm glad you enjoyed watching it enough to actually watch the whole thing. But yeah, just doing the Warden now since I decided trying it with different classes would be fun. And the Warden kind of feels a little overtuned, even compared to the Hermit potentially. Probably don't have to worry about that for a while. Don't really have to think about the stats on that. A character OP, typical. I guess that is fairly common across games, isn't it? Alright. Should be good to go to the throne room. Where... Again, I think the only real threats here are the double ogres and the boss. Going to be putting one angry blossom on each of these side paths. Oh, we should burn these a bit more. You need 3 in the middle. And after that, going to need a sludge launcher on each side pass. That's 48 defense units total for the side paths, leaving 26 each for the carpets. 9 of which are being used on angry blossoms. How did you just walk behind without issues? Oh, that's 27 per side. Okay, another one. Maybe I angled this thing too much. Regardless, the sludge launcher behind it should help with that problem. Right, a guy during Sol. I'm sorry, but the whole connecting Fall Guys to guys during fall thing is very silly. Right, with 27. I forget what I was going to do exactly. I am thinking about this correctly. I currently have 34 defense units. Half of 34 is 17. Where did I even get 27 from? Anyway, I guess that we're in this one wisp den and 2 sludge launchers per side. My brain does not seem to want to do math today. I need to make sure I actually sleep roll tonight. Alright, no a upgrade. The main towers that need to be upgraded are definitely the wisp dens, since they're going to be dealing the majority of damage to the boss and the ogres. I can get my tower damage up to probably 99. I should be in a fairly good spot. But we gaming sleep can wait. Sometimes it really can't, but yeah, I am definitely guilty of not giving myself the time I need to sleep sometimes. Guilty of gaming? I don't know what you're talking about. They really seem like someone who plays video games to you. I've been trying to get more sleep lately. Yeah, I think a lot of people have that problem. I don't seem like the gamer type. True, true. Right, ogres should start spawning on this wave. One of them is a weaker one, so they're not as big of a deal. The next wave, they'll both be red instead of one being as below insane difficulty. Kind of a yellowish white. Now that I think about it, aren't difficulty ogres the only non-insane enemies that spawn on insane? I think they are. Are there any non-nightmare enemies that spawn on nightmare? I'm not aware of any. I don't play nightmare as much. Yeah, wisp guns are putting in work. I guess we can keep upgrading the sludge launchers. You don't think so? Hey, cause even on deeper well on Nightmare, on the very first wave, the ogre that spawns is a triple ogre. Yeah, let's invest a little more into hero stats here. Does anything else take damage? This did. And these did. I believe that's it, so I can just upgrade one of these. Again, 2 red ogres spawn this wave. But my wisp guns shouldn't be able to take them out before they deal too much damage, at least. Unless that ogres go down a side path for some reason. No, that one's gonna go in the middle. Upgrade this. That ogre's good. And go ahead and start upgrading these angry blossoms. They'll deal with the boss. That ogre's down. When the mages start healing a bunch, they can be very noisy. Probably upgrade these because they got damaged. Maybe upgrade this too. Not waste too much mana on that, I don't think. Yes, get everything over here as high level as possible. Get these up to level 3. And collect some mana over here. This boss, I do think it's the easiest boss in the game. I've said this before. It's more of a stat check than anything, but if I'm not careful, I can end up taking too much damage from it. Taking aggro so it doesn't clear out my defenses. Getting it back so it stays in range. It blossoms are dying. I don't think that's a big deal. There we are. Easy boss fight. You start investing more in tower halls. I think you need to get it up to at least 50. I can get my... can bump up my hero stats a little more. And then I guess just focus on power health and power damage. Not level 60. Yeah. It will be very soon. Type Burn Blade is not bad. Honestly, if my boss weapons are decent, then well, as long as boss drop weapons spawn with reasonable stats, which often they do. I'm not paying close enough attention to these items. And the random drop weapons are generally not going to be as good. It's nice to have at least one good one, so I know that, or one that drops with the right stats, I should say. Just so you know I'm not gonna get stuck with a crappy weapon at the end. The vast majority of these are just items I cannot use. And the ones I can are just worse than what I'm already using. My mask... is that worth using? The hero stats are not great. But I think the tower stats make up for it at least. Sure, let's use it. Pretty sure I just went ahead and sold my... I'm guaranteed. This is for garbage. Great. Onto the gardens.
Though the throne room is in shambles.
Don't really want to sit through that. I don't actually remember what my plan was for this map. If I use 2 Angry Blossoms, a Sludge Launcher, and a Cloud Tower base for each choke point. That's 17 times 6, which is 102. Welcome back. I spent something like 8. As had that happen before, I think. And that leaves 28 defense units left, which I guess is one was done her crystal for anti-air and then one for the ogres. Leaves that maths out somewhat nicely. You ate a lot? That's probably where I stomach hurt. I have also been guilty of eating too much at once before. Honestly, I made a mistake building sludge launchers right away instead of just the angry blossoms. Because now I don't have my defenses up as I need. And I guess my no crystal damage experience bonus. That's what I get, I guess. Not keeping the timer in mind. No wyverns quite yet. At least the first wave of each map doesn't have many enemies, so they don't really give much experience anyway. The multiplier isn't going to matter as much. Finish getting the sludge launchers up. Guess I don't have enough nanas for all of them yet. I am going to need anti-air next wave. It is nice that they made it so items that fall off the map or into the lava don't just despawn. It's kind of sad that they did that before. You don't even remember what you ate because you took a big nap. I don't think I've ever had that issue before. Forgetting what I eat. Probably didn't bother putting this up quite yet. Priority is anti-air since Irons are actually spawning now. And a lot of pasta and chicken. Yeah. Normally get tired after eating, but you're super hungry and tired. Obviously paraphrasing here, but yeah, sometimes I definitely feel like eating more than I should. For the most part, I think I've been good about not doing that. I do still do it sometimes. And honestly, the important thing is that it doesn't become a habit. Tower. out here, and then wisdom for the ogre. And now I just upgrade. It's kind of weird how it looks like the tower is just hovering over the bench. At least a lot of the bench's actual space is transparent. Just going to try to use up as much mana as I can before it auto banks. I'm gonna create the else. It's everything except the blossoms at level 1. Ogre is here. Ogre on this map does come a bit early. Or it's the first ogre, I should say. That makes it a bit of a threat, I guess. Racing. A lot of the time, if you're not prepared for them, the mages that spawn over here can become a bigger issue than the ogres. Face host the map, you desperately can. As you do, you just die. Also, I think they potentially missed that message from a few minutes ago. Almost it damaged to me, but my tower one shot at first. There's no invisible wall. Nope. This game is not afraid to use things like stage hazards. On the early levels, there are lava pits you can fall into. And that's true of the final level as well. And the main campaign. But on Council Armory earlier, there were also spike pits. Apparently, that message wasn't as old as I was afraid it was. Never mind. Just how aware of the time I am right now. And seems like my sense of time in general has been getting worse. Like, my model debut was, what, 2 weeks ago now? When on Thursday I was questioning whether it had even been a week. Oh, welcome, Jude. I hope my towers are leveled up enough to be able to ogre without issue. It's a bit stuck there on the fountain. Mages over here are doing some damage, it looks like. Not too much. Alright. Come on. You can get unstuck. Maybe. Maybe not. There we are. I want to avoid hitting it myself just for the experience bonus. I want to make sure my towers get the chance to kill it before it despawns. I never opened this chest. I never opened any of the chests this wave. Oh well. Wait, this is the final wave. What am I talking about? It doesn't matter. I didn't even notice it was the final wave already. Thank you for the blast and the health check. Give me a second. Okay, clearly I have not been stretching enough. Just told you to tell me that you love me. I appreciate it. Wasn't really expecting to be told that. George, regularly unless I want my shoulders to keep hopping like yours. I try. But welcome, Quaker. I don't think I usually have issues with the shoulders popping. But my knee joints have definitely had issues due to repeated injury. Okay, what level am I now? 62. I can use Goblet Gear now. Shrimp maxing? People use that to mean slouching, right? Honestly, the important thing is making sure you're not staying still in the same position for too long. As if you do that, then it's definitely not good for your joints. Alright, where are my... my everlasting flame is actually not good. Doesn't even have additional projectiles. I guess we'll use my prototype arm blade as a baseline. Wait, this actually looks better. There should probably be locking armor pieces first. So that I can actually use the sell all button before going through my weapons. These are definitely going to take a while to go through. You are shrimping? And, hopefully you're also stretching regularly. Getting up and moving around. Obviously, I can't just use our EDM to make you do that. And I'm the streamer here. You try to, but definitely struggle with remembering. Understandable. Hey, where was I? Did pretty bad damage. Is there even much point in going through these? Okay, I've tempted to just upgrade my prototype arm blade and call it good. Not even culling very many items right now. Why is that locked? That's not even a godly weapon. Oh, that's what I was using before, I see. That makes sense. It says kind of expecting it to be deposited at the end of the weapons list instead of... Oops. Where the prototype arm blade was. Fish maker redeemed to make viewers stretch, posture, and hydrate. I can't exactly enforce such a thing. I feel like I would just be scamming my viewers doing that. I'm also definitely not going through these quickly enough. Ads are starting in a couple minutes. Not necessarily, but it could be fun. Well, I made certain redeems because I thought it would be funny. But they haven't been used at all yet. I'm curious when someone is finally going to use them. They are a little on the pricey side. Thank you for the health check. Give me 1 second. And use some if you could. It would bring you closer to the VIP badge. I think the number of points you would spend on point burning would be more than the price of the VIP badge dropping. Thank you for the blast. Trust you, you're Einstein. You've got this. Alright, I guess I'll trust you. Looks like ads are starting here. So I guess I'll take my break and be back in just a few minutes. I want to finish going through these. Hurry up. Alright, I'm back. I was thinking about my build plan for Endless Spires for some reason. It's not even the next map. Welcome back, thank you. ODA. Two maps are actually very similar. But I don't think... Thinking about that was necessarily not helpful in planning for this upcoming map. Alright, so I think all of these weapons are, at least in theory, better than the prototype arm blade. I guess the downside to that is... I guess I missed that one. I guess the downside is... I don't know whether their maximum range damage per upgrade is going to compare. Regardless, this weapon seems significantly better. I should probably just go with this one. Alright. Maybe she could offer more insight or was able to help in some way with going through the items. And I pretty much know what I'm doing, I think. I could always be wrong on that front. Yeah, time to sort these by material, I guess. I find that organizing them this way tends to make things a bit easier. As they seem to be getting better at distinguishing between armor types just based on appearance. Did I think I put that in the right fully. Which just helps speed things up a bit. And my game just froze up there. Is my stream okay? Seems like it. At least as far as I can tell. I guess the game was just hiccuping. I don't think that's supposed to happen, but... YouTube stream is okay. That is good, at least. Game seems to be running fine now. Yes, I'm a little bit on edge about things breaking after last stream. I'm hoping... Well, I probably shouldn't have any issues getting at least 8 good armor set out of these. I don't think I've ever had any issues with that before. A calculator incident? I guess that's one way to put it. Alright, so in terms of leather helmet, 44 versus 42. $39. Yeah, this one has better hero stats. Slightly better resistances. And slightly worse power stats. And I can keep some bolts locked, they're pretty similar. This flying version would be the calc incident, just using flying. And I had to bed since it's 2:23 in the morning. An amazing rest of my night and stream. Thank you. And I do appreciate you being here. Have a good night. Thank you for the bless and help check. Give me a second on that. I really wish this game had an option to actually keep the audio when alt-tabbed. But as far as I can tell, there isn't one. And I bet you have a nice rest of stream. Thank you, and hope to see you again. I'm probably streaming again tomorrow for more run and bun. But again, hopefully my technical difficulties don't spring up again. I definitely streamed late tonight. Of course, a lot of people are gonna be heading to bed. Honestly, it's probably better if I avoid negatives if I can. Even in off resistances. Alright. Mail. All of these have at least a negative resistance. I guess I can't really avoid those. For coats. First thing I'm looking at is physical and fire resistance as usual, since those are going to be really important for the boss fights. Or the final boss fight, I should say. I shouldn't say making sure they're not negative. They really need to be positive. They're just having a non-existent physical or fire resistance is not going to cut it. A lot of chain helmets. What is that emote? Kind of hard to tell. But after checking resistances, the next thing to look at is making sure they don't have any power stat penalties. Avoiding negatives in general is definitely Good if I can help it. Only one plate helmet. Is even remotely decent. Same with plate shirts. Okay, how many plate boots have I picked up? Jeez. This is kind of ridiculous. Honestly, jumping around like this probably isn't the most time efficient. At least my here seems to be fairly good overall. Let's see, 1533. This has really good tower stats. Yes, this is my best pristine set. Plate. I don't think any of these gloves are particularly good. $35, $50, $69 entire stats. $39, $49, $66. These have much better hero stats. Between these gloves, not really sure which are better. This one has better resistances. I think better tower stats. And this one seems to have better hero stats. Go for towers because they're busted. But even though these have better tower stats overall, they have a -2 in tower range, which I guess isn't a huge deal, but still doesn't feel great. Oh well. Tower stats probably are the thing to prioritize. 55, 47. Those was better power stats. .44 versus... Okay, this has much better resistances in hero stats. Probably worth a little bit worse tower stats. Here you have 30, 46, 30, 48, 50, 63, 37. Okay, these just have much better tower stats than the others. As for the boots... 50? 39. That's your mail. 44, 49, 38, 52. I guess I'll stick with those. And these have... Yeah, I think that one's just better than the others. Alright. 36, 45, 47, 45, 25. Way worse in tower stats. 54 versus 45. They're very similar, but I think I have to go with these. 40, 55, 64. Yeah, those are way better than these. 30, 42, 49, 42. These are much better overall, but these have a little bit better burst stats. I mean, yeah. And for leather, 26. Yeah, these have much better tower stats. And then 40. I think of healing more than 40. 46. And those are just better. Alright, and now I can compare all the armor sets. Pretty good tower stats. And pretty good hero stats. Good resistances. The lightning damage is obviously lacking. You can just go ahead and salt these. Not gonna need those anymore. Then there's mail. Tower stats are more rounded. Resistances are more specialized. Hero stats, I think, are better. Honestly, hard to say which is better than the other. Then there's chain. Much better resistances. Comparable tower stats. And I think good hero stats too. Probably the best set so far. Venture plate. Not as good in tower stats. I think. I don't think they're quite as good as the chain. There's pristine. Okay, best tower stats so far. Solid resistances. The low casting rate definitely hurts. Otherwise, I'd say these are definitely the best. I test out the casting rate. I cannot. May as well go ahead and upgrade my weapon. know, I probably just want to go with these because of the tower stats. Even if the hero stats are a little lacking. Lincoln's a tough call between Chain and Pristine. The 502 total in tower stats compared to more than 502. Alright, I think I'm just gonna have to go with Pristine. I think I've already spent a lot of time on this anyway. Guess I don't really need to upgrade these, yeah. Move on to the Ramparts. Which I think I had it planned for. At least generally speaking. Wyverns do spawn on the first wave here, which is admittedly a little annoying. I can't fit 3 in here, right? Yes, I can. Three here. Put a wisp den here. And that's all I have mana for. Pick up some from here. Put a second wisp den over here. I guess the third one here. I almost fell off the map there. Each did some damage to my blossoms here. don't want to set these too far back because I'll just be shooting into the stairs. Over here, I'm going to need a lot of power, so the positioning might be a little tricky. Ledge launcher. Ledge launcher. Probably go ahead and grab the chests before I forget to do that and run out of time. It's possible that I find better pristine armor to pick up and replace what I'm wearing. But that doesn't seem likely. Especially considering the set bonus is going to inflate my current armor's value compared to armor on the ground, because it doesn't really consider it getting boosted by the set bonus before I pick it up. I think I messed up the math on this. Not quite sure how I managed that, but oh well. It's the number of towers I have to fit here. Isn't as many as I thought. Right, pick up the mana over here. Once again, open the chests. And then get to upgrading. Okay, how have I not taken any damage after messing on my platforming like that? Great. Going to dump points on a tower health till I reach this summit. And then it's dumping points into tower damage. Probably upgrade these. And I guess these. And my casting rate isn't terrible. It's not exactly where I want it to be. These chests are dropping more green items than I expected them to. Guess we'll see whether they're actually useful. He's already here. He's all up to level 2. Will we even make it across the bridge? No, it doesn't. Really even makes it halfway. There's a green item down below. Yes, so upgrade these to level 2. Yes, to level 1. I don't have the mana I need. Can upgrade a couple of these at least. Not sure why I felt the need to check my items there, but I did. Now I can upgrade these. Then I guess upgrade the wisp dens more. I don't think I really need to. I'm also not picking up much mana for whatever reason. I guess the 500 crystal into the void. Even though items that fall into the void get salvaged, the mana crystals do not. I guess we wait for the map to finish. There's nothing else to do. Alright, first of all... And so anything that isn't pristine... And anything that doesn't have the important resistances. And that just leaves the switch. Does have much better tower stats. But much worse resistances. It also has a much higher upgrade level, which I guess is something to consider. Sure. Onto Endless Spires. I'm probably not gonna get very far into this before the ad break, unfortunately. And I'm definitely gonna have to make sure I pause for that. Last time I forgot to pause was on Keeper Well, which is obviously not as big of a deal as forgetting to pause on Endless Spires. One last chest. Last set of Angry Blossoms. And we're basically just doing the same thing as on the ramparts. Except we don't need the entire on the first wave. Mana, please. Thank you. What a nice goblin. I guess I should go ahead and start getting anti-air up just in case. Almost cooted dragon, and it's so the swole dragon is definitely coming up. Now level 70. thanked you. And the goblin was very polite. Gave me exactly what I needed to build another sludge launcher. Doesn't look like there's any more loose mana, so... Let's get up the rest of my towers. Cloud and a sludge launcher over here. There's the ad break notification. Hello, starting in 3 minutes. Guess we'll see how far I can get in that time. And then I can just get my wristbands up for the ogres. I don't need one over here. Need one here. And I need one here. This map does have 2 ogres spawning in exactly the same place, which is potentially scary. So, as you see, I'm not exactly struggling with ogres at the moment. Good, and upgrade these. And I guess I will go ahead and take my break here since ads are starting. And I will be back when those are over. Alright, I'm back. Time to hopefully finish out this challenge with Warden. Welcome back, same to you, and welcome, bye. All my towers are built. So time to spam upgrades. I should probably go ahead and upgrade this again, since an ogre is spawning over here. Here we are. Could probably upgrade this with Den as much as possible as well. I mean, I am over level 60, so that means I can get them to max level. Not much mana left, though. Now that I've upgraded both of those to level 4. To, just repair these, I guess? This ogre should be spawning very soon. There we are. I just jumped into that. How did... Oops. I was trying to collect the mana before the ogre reached the towers, but oh well. Get this up to max. Okay, I think these cannons aren't far back enough for the sludge launchers. They're kind of shooting the stairs. I can get this with Ben up to max. And upgrade these to level 1. And upgrade these to level 1. And then start upgrading to level 2. to upgrade beast level 2 as well, but... Alright. You say I have enough mana? These are all level 2. These are all level 2. And do I need to actually do anything here? Yeah, no. I just don't need to do anything. Go ahead and upgrade these to level 3. Because what else am I gonna do? I just realized I never upgraded that with them. Thought that I would need to. I only put it there in case the wyvern decided to head that direction, which almost never happens, but does have a small chance of happening. As I said, the only time that's ever happened to me outside of survival I think was last time I got to this map on stream. If that had never happened, I never would have put this up. The rest here are actually taking a big chunk of damage. Alright. I'm going to need to pick up everything and sell everything I can, because it's time to start. Or, I guess, just upgrade my armor in general. Since I did hold off on doing that. You know, I've never had a run in this challenge fail in Act 3. Seems like once I'm able to get to Act 3, I'm in pretty good shape. I mean, I'm level 70, I have full godly gear. Fully upgraded weapon. I'm about to upgrade my armor. The challenge is almost certainly just in the early game or mid game, when I haven't really scaled to the point where I would normally be in a casual playthrough. Alright, are these any good? They're trash. Noticing since I replaced my helmet, my resistances are actually sorely lacking. I mean, aside from my physical resist. Not fully able to upgrade my fire resist on that, unfortunately. Also not able to fully upgrade my physical resist on last. Or my physical resist on last. Oh well. It's still pretty good resistance move. Yeah, so this was the only one left to max out. Max out my power damage. And with the last little bit of mana, I can upgrade this. There's nothing else to do with it. Alright, time for the summit. I believe I can do this without much issue. I'm also realizing it's not thought through my build. Okay, let's see. Going to need 13 Angry Blossoms. That's 39 defense units. They have 111 left. If I put 2 sledge launchers and a cloud tower on each of the 3 staircases in the upper area, 16 times 3, that's 48. Which leaves 63 defense units left. $53 if I put sledge launchers on the sides. I think I typically just do a run off the defense units. I can put another Angry Blossom in front of the lower crystal. Leaves 25 defense units per side. 7 for anti-air leaves 18. Okay. Guess I have my plan ready. Angry Blossom here. I'm just gonna put up my Angry Blossoms. since it's potentially all I have time for. It is nice that even playing online in the ranked server, the timer doesn't tick down when you have the game paused as long as you're the only person in the lobby. Will he rise or will he fall? I think the odds of me falling here are pretty slim, honestly. Sorry if that's anticlimactic for you. Will I get one banged up by a random fireball? With my fire resist, I don't think that's gonna happen. With my range, I can play pretty safe. As I was saying before, I think it's already gotten past it's a hard part now that I've rescaled. I guess I still need to stick the landing, I guess. I need one more ledge launcher over here. I should probably put up my anti-air now that wavering they're spawning. And I can stir my cloud towers. Not make it to the mana crystals on time. Oh well. Okay, why am I picking those up? There is 0 point in doing that. The only potential use any of these items have at this point is selling for enough mana for me to upgrade my stone face mask. Which I'm not even sure I'd have time to do if I get the mana to do it. And even then, the benefit from doing so is going to be minimal. Get time to spam upgrades. I think the West gens probably need the most, considering how far back they are and how limited their range is. Probably should have put them in the front, but oh well. Power damage should be sufficient at this point. I don't think I'm going to be leveling up again. I have exactly enough mana to upgrade all these towers to level 1. Not exactly, but pretty much. I don't think the 35 damage or the 35 mana is particularly significant in this case. Once I get to the upgrading phase, I basically just look at the hundreds placed. Ow. This guy deals such little damage to me now. Is your level 2? Get these to level 2. I should probably upgrade the middle first. I think it tends to get hit harder than the sides do. Come on. I think it's kind of funny that they put these little slits in the bars. They can salt into the lava there. And they're so small, but it's pretty hard to do. But because of how small they are, you tend not to think about it as much. And they're positioned right in front of the chest. So I have actually fallen into one of those lava pits before. I think it's been a very long time since I've managed it, but I think the fact that they're so hard to fall into is part of what makes them easier to fall into in a transit. The same could be said for the smaller ones on Magus quarters near the crystal. Not the giant ones, obviously, but I've Vasily had some close calls with those. Read that. The wisp ends are all level 3. Guess I should create the angry blossoms. These don't really need it. I also don't have time to upgrade my face mask. Not that it really makes a significant difference. I think that time is better spent getting the last couple upgrades in. Others spawning. Oh, ogres, I guess. Yeah. More upgrades in on the wisp guns. I don't think I have the mana to upgrade this one. There isn't enough laying around. Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. I'm just gonna start upgrading everything. And the things that don't seem like they would need upgrading, because the fireballs from the dragons can potentially cause my defenses to go down and cause issues. Just getting everything up to level 2. Seems like the best use of mana here. Level 2, and level 2. And I guess there's this thing. Which, let's be honest, even if that goes down, which I don't think it would get targeted by the fireballs, really going to make a difference. And I'll hang on to a bit of mana for fighting the boss. I got that, thank you. Swole dragon time! I'm curious about how much damage I can take from this. It is coming my direction. Middle. Yeah, I shred it and do not take much in return. Leave me alone. Wait, I just accidentally used that and canceled it. Bit of a mistake on my part there. Middle. I do so much damage with the damage steroid. Okay.
The foul beast, broken and defeated by the team's relentless attack, collapses, plummeting to the ground in a ball.
Warden done, I guess.
With their final foe defeated, the pupils, nay,
This
heroes,
class really is strong.
gather together and celebrate their victory.
I think
The monk meditates over the carnage that has been wrought, and then turns to his companions
she is
and
strong,
laughs
true.
aloud with them.
I think I want to
is certain for all. The realm of Etheria
keep trying
is now
this with other
protected by a
classes.
new
There are some
generation
that
of
I think are
legends,
going to
and
be
the old ones
harder
will
to do
not
it with
see
than
the light of
other
day under their watch.
classes I've done it with so far. The first of which is the Jester. I do have some other ideas for challenges, as I've said before, but I'm not really confident in starting those yet. So I guess it's just more done in Defenders for the time being. Well, fed and run and button, of course. And also the cage lock, which is starting soon. Hopefully. We have 7 teams confirmed for it so far. We just need one more team, which I guess is going to be the hardest to get. We'll see when that's ready. I guess I can decide on Glitter Rain. See who's streaming right now. I guess I could trade Spooky. It really is annoying that alt-tabbing causes the game audio to cut out. But, oh well. Shriana. There we are. If you're watching on YouTube and would like to join the raid, feel free to switch over to Twitch. Next stream should be tomorrow, back with more run and bun. Hearing you for gem. That said, that's assuming that my computer actually works with me this time. Congrats on being the MVP. I'm the only player, so I'm kind of the MVP by default. My with Dens actually didn't get that many kills. My Cloud Towers grabbed most of them. But anyway. As always, thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next one.